Like, everybody wants to be successful and a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, bullshit sometimes. And okay, so
all right, then from back in the building. So today we're gonna get into Bryshere Gray, Hakeem from Empire, right? His story is not that unique at all when it comes to Hollywood. Like, we've seen people achieve this success very fast, and for some reason, I don't know if they get shown behind those curtains too soon before they're ready, but they seem to spiral out of control. And I'm not putting no blame on Bryshere because we don't know what he saw in Hollywood, and Hollywood could get tricky and it could get very dark, right? And he shares a lot of similar traits, especially to Orlando Brown, right? Only difference between those two is that one of them is not so vocal. And clearly we know Orlando Brown, whether we know if he's telling the truth or he's making stuff up, he is very vocal about experiences that he claimed he had in the industry, whether they're true or not, right? So it seems like Bryshere Gray is keeping this stuff inside. Maybe he was threatened. I just saw a clip of him, by the way, saying that he might end up dead because of certain things that he was going to expose.
Probably gonna kill me tonight, so if I do wind up on the news on TMZ, I was found dead.
It never came to light of what it is that he was supposed to expose. Maybe he got that last phone call to tell him to fall back or else, right? But now every time we see Bryshere Gray, he's somewhere dancing, like almost like he's trying to keep his mind off of his reality. He was on the Breakfast Club with Lee Daniels, which was the producer of the show at the time. And this interview between these two seemed so forced that this is, of course, it's a PR run, but it seemed uncomfortable.
Did Lee ever say to call him Big Daddy, though?
No. No.
Now, it also looks like someone, or if not everyone, had something over him. Maybe he did something that he didn't agree with morally, but like he said, he was an 18-year-old kid that was kicked out from his mother's house. And this is how he ended up on Empire. Lee Daniels pulled him up and gave him an opportunity. So at that age, whether you're on paper legally or not, 18, you're still a kid. 20, you're still a kid for sure. So you don't have the mental capacity to understand when people are targeting you in such a way, using their power in the industry to make you do certain things and promise you things to make you feel like, okay, I want this level of success, but this person right here is telling me I have to do this.
Why are we talking about me? I gotta talk about Yaz too. Flip it over to Yaz. Yaz.
We don't get to talk to you too much,
Yaz. Yaz.
With them to get what I need, right? So I'm not sure if that happened, but Bryshere looks very uncomfortable in this interview sitting here with Lee Daniels. And Lee Daniels just give off that vibe like, I don't even know how to describe his vibe. There's even a moment where Bryshere Gray and Will Smith is on the red carpet, and Will Smith is giving an interview to the person on the red carpet.
A whole lot of love, and all he has to do is add discipline, and he gonna be all right.
Weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Bryshere Gray.
There's also a part on the Breakfast Club of the Bryshere interview with him and Lee Daniels. And Lee Daniels basically told Angela Yee, like, let's not ask me any more questions. Let's give him some shine. And then Lee Daniels start saying Bryshere's nickname, which is Yaz. But as he's saying it, he's clapping it and kind of gyrating his body. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. And it stands out to everyone because it was just like, what the hell? Were you looking back in memories of what y'all had going on? It's just like, bro, it's a time and a place for everything, And maybe this probably even keep Bryshere in check. Remember, when he starts clapping his hands and doing this, it's probably triggering memories in his mind. Like, Now we don't know why Bryshere Gray life spiraled out of control after the show was over, right? But also his co-star Jussie Smollett had some situations going on with the news in Chicago and this, that. So
Jussie Smollett is now facing 2 felony charges. Earlier today, Chicago police tweeted Smollett is officially classified as a suspect in a criminal investigation for filing a false police report.
I don't know what kind of contracts these guys signed to where when the show was over, their characters get destroyed. Like they weren't able to move on from this show, go into another situation and keep building their careers. Maybe they weren't with the shenanigans that went deeper than what they thought. I don't know. Because they both their careers, other than Taraji P. Henson and Terrence Howard from that show, is the only ones that had seemed to move on and move forward and still maintain success. Maybe because they were already successful before that show, right? So what is it about Empire that after these guys was done shooting and fulfilled their contractual obligations that both of their lives got turned upside down? Did Hollywood just flip on them and dump them? Because it seems very weird. To the point, I don't know. I've seen Jussie Smollett in a big film after that, though. I'm not gonna lie. It was the Alien Covenant movie, and I was very surprised. So maybe his career isn't so bad, but Bryshere Gray, man, they flipped it. I don't know. I'm not going to say any names. And also, Bryshere Gray, he tried to make a comeback. He tried to do the ultimate comeback on the lip sync battle with a wig on and a dress on. And that was a shocking moment, but it wasn't so shocking. That was like his final stage of leaving out the door of Hollywood. Because when I seen that, I was like, it don't really make no difference. Because they already painted a certain narrative. They already started to do certain things on the show. He already was doing things on his Instagram and his TikTok that suggested this type of behavior. So, Deion Sanders did that same show doing the same thing. And all of a sudden, Deion Sanders' career went up again, unlike Bryshere. What did he do wrong? What is he doing wrong that the industry won't accept him back? Because clearly they have ways of putting you back in the spotlight. Once again, the industry is out of pocket, man. The informant. I'm out.